Hello, good evening. Welcome to day 215. In my rebellious reality, I have hiccups. And I'm in a weird place just in my mood right now. That's a piece of rose from my face oil. Baby finally went to sleep. It's been a pain in the ass to get her down this past week-ish. She's having napping issues since I'm not using the wrap anymore, and just not really napping very much. And then she turns into a werewolf, and it takes forever to get her down. Today was a little bit different, but it was whatever. So yeah, I'm in this weird place, and I've been just learning about some things. My health has been kind of jacked since I would say after the first month postpartum. My first month was consumed with like learning about breastfeeding. And physically, I seem to be healing very well. I had thought that I maybe had like hemorrhoids, and it turns out that I didn't. And like I was kind of suffering a little bit with that. Issues kind of down there. I had a tear that I just needed 3 stitches for. That really never posed any additional problems. I feel like that all healed very well. And initially, it seemed like my body was healing very well. I didn't seem to be foggy. I had a good amount of energy, even though I really wasn't sleeping. And I began to lose weight very naturally, very quickly. And so I got down from my pregnancy weight, was probably at its height at like 226. I gained about 40 pounds. And so I was about 226 at the height of my pregnancy, and by 2 weeks postpartum or something, I was 206. So I had lost 20 pounds. I'm like, this is awesome. And like I said, like my family came to visit. My sister was like, you don't seem, you seem like you're healing really well. Like you don't seem like you're forgetful or you have mom brain. You seem like totally like yourself. And I was like, yeah, I don't feel foggy, nothing. So then something happened. I don't know what, but I was more sedentary because of breastfeeding, but my body just changed. And after researching, I started to gain weight. I started to get more tired. I started to get really, really cold in the house, in the air conditioning. I started to have more constipation. And it seemed like there was no reason for me to. Because I was drinking a lot of water. And so then I was looking at these supplements from an herbalist that I really, really love here in Yonkers, New York. Her name is Organic Olivia. And I was looking at her. Oh, and then another symptom that I started having is I'm starting to have all this pain. This hip pain, which I know is from sitting so much. My hip flexors are tight, like my muscles are all tight in my hips. Plus I just had a birth, you know. And then my knees started really hurting, and I gained 40 pounds with no knee pain. I gained 40 pounds with no pain at all. And then all of a sudden, my body just started to go into a ton of pain again. And it's different. I do have lower back pain, but it's different than it was for the 10 years that I struggled with chronic pain. And my knee pain is different. I can't get up without like wincing and being sore. So I'm looking at this herbalist site. I'm looking at like supplements, and she's got this new product, a rose hip relief, that is supposed to help pain. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just try this. And right next to it, there was her supplement called ThyroPro. And all of a sudden I got this feeling in my body, and I'm like, I need to get the ThyroPro. Like, I bet there's some sort of issue or with my thyroid, because by that point I had identified that my kidneys were acting up because I was filling up with fluid, and I was just retaining a ton of fluid. And then I found out that that's very common postpartum. And I started doing compression because elevation wasn't working. I started walking more, stuff like that. So I do feel, and I started doing herbal supplementation for kidney support. So I have been keeping an eye on my fluid retention, and it has reduced substantially. So I think that that's not like a huge concern for me the way that was. But I got this feeling to get the thyroid supplement that she offers. And then I looked into postpartum thyroid issues just to see. And sure enough, there's something called postpartum thyroiditis. And that means anything itis is inflammation. So then I'm like, what's postpartum thyroiditis? Oh, well, guess what? It starts out as hyperthyroid, which means your thyroid is like drastically increased. You have weight loss, you have a lot of energy, you have anxiety, which I was having anxiety. I remember I was having anxiety going out to with baby for the first times. I was having anxiety about there was something else I was having anxiety about. I was just feeling like I couldn't relax. Like my nervous system could not relax initially. And that to me is a definition of anxiety. So I do recall also having anxiety, which is a sign of hyperthyroidism, increased thyroid. So apparently postpartum thyroiditis begins as hyperthyroid function, a lot of energy, weight loss, and anxiety, stuff like that. Then it ends with hypothyroidism, which is reduced thyroid, which has constipation, sensitivity to colds, fatigue. I've had a lot of fatigue, pain in your joints. What else? Reduced metabolism, basically. So I diagnosed myself with postpartum thyroiditis, and I'm starting to do research to figure that kind of shit out. I did something today. I did a natural healing modality that I've done many times before. I want to talk about it at some point, but not in this video. And I'm going to just keep doing my research and healing myself. But basically, I feel like, so I have no fear of whether I'm going to heal myself or not. I was afraid of my body about 5 years ago, and even 4 years ago, probably. I've spent a lot of my time afraid of my body, afraid of getting hurt, afraid of being sick, afraid of all the things. I have no fear. My body is naturally healing. I've healed myself from chronic pain that I had for 10 years. I will heal myself from this BS. So that's not concerning me at all. It's interesting to be where I am now, not afraid of healing, and also the heaviest that I've ever been in my entire life. I weighed myself this morning. I'm 218 pounds. I remember I had such weight issues. I used to punish myself when I would get to be too heavy, and I would like starve myself and binge and purge and all kinds of stuff. My weight was like the number one priority in my life. Like my moods revolved around my weight. If I was getting close to 200 pounds, which was my top before I got pregnant, I would just like go into this like mode of like diet and exercise and just like go crazy. So for me to stand on the scale and see 218 and it not fucking faze me, and it not affect my moods, and it not affect my ability to feel sexy and powerful and fine, happy, and all the things. It's just, you know, ever since I kind of began healing, my little healing journey, right? I don't try to see my progress on purpose, but there's so many times, and I don't dwell in the past like on purpose, but there's so many instances that happen in my life these days where I handle it so much differently. Like my experience of everything is so much different than it has ever been in my entire life, that it's impossible for me to not reflect back to like how I used to handle things or who I used to be and be like, holy fuck, bitch. Like, you're doing good, you know? So yeah, that's kind of been my experience about this whole thing, about life. I'm in a weird place, and thank you for holding space for me. I've been feeling very like introverted. I've been feeling so much, like so much joy. I've been feeling like I have so much momentum. I've been getting clearer on my dreams, on the life that I want to create. My energy has been increasing. I've been becoming more magnetic to things that I want to pull in. But throughout all of this, I've just been feeling also like very called inward. So I forgot to do a video yesterday because I was just doing my thing, you know? But can't wait for these hiccups to go away. Thank you for holding space for me. This is where I'm at tonight. I will see you tomorrow.